everybody. Welcome to the Florida Gridiron Report here on the Varsity Sports Network. Bobby Lattimore joined by the coach, Coach Hayes from CoachHayesFootball.com, and tonight by Dan LaForest of the Orlando Touchdown Club. Gentlemen, Coach, how you doing tonight?
I'm great, man. Feeling great, excited. Another episode, and we're that much more closer to the season and spring ball.
Oh, amen to that. Coach LaForest, I know you guys have been busy with the Orlando Touchdown Club, everything that's happening coming up here, but you're also keeping tabs on the Orlando area as well with football teams and coaches and stuff like that. So I know you're pretty busy as well.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's good to be back after a couple weeks off here, but we've got a lot of things going on. The training has continued to go on, a lot of camps going on, and anticipation, like Coach Hayes said, spring football is right around the corner.
And we've got some exciting news going to happen here on the Varsity Sports Network coming up, so stay tuned for that as far as when we work out our schedules and get everything lined up. But we have got a fantastic spring to welcome everybody back, considering we were off last year. But this year we're playing football, and we're going to show it all to you here on the network. So don't go anywhere, folks. A big night tonight. We've got part 2 of the Dwight Thomas from Catapult Sports interview that we did last week. We had so much fun with Coach Thomas. We couldn't go away without sending the rest of it out. So we'll do that here in our first segment. Let's talk a little reclassification as well here on tonight's Gridiron Report. So don't go anywhere. We got another great one coming for you here tonight on the Varsity Sports Network.
Cloud, this is the World of Knowledge Hours on the Florida Gridiron Report and
Varsity Sports Network.
The Florida Gridiron Report is brought to you by Security Financial Management, Gators Dockside Grill, the A-Team with Charles Ruttenberg Realty, and Sports Thread.
The best part of my job is helping people realize not only their dreams, but also their potential. My name is Dan LaForest, and I am a wealth advisor with Security Financial Management. No matter how good you may be at a skill, it's always important to have a coach to help you refine those skills and game plan for the next challenge. Helping clients realize the process will give them the confidence of knowing that we have taken the appropriate steps to protect themselves and their families.
Why did the golfer wear 2 pairs of pants? In case he got a hole in one.
Now that's what I call a rib tickler. And here's something else you'll get a kick out of. Come into Gators Dockside during Rib Fest and enjoy delicious fall-off-the-bone ribs, char-grilled to order in one of 5 amazing flavors. For wings, seafood, sports, and ribs, you know where to go. It's Rib Fest at Gators Dockside. Meet me at the dock.
Hi, I'm Angel Crowson, and I'm with the A-Team of Charles Ruttenberg Realty. We're located in delightful downtown DeLand, and we service all of Central Florida. Our team is here to serve you for all of your real estate needs, whether you're buying, selling, or looking to invest. There is no time like the present to sell your existing home and buy your new one with the A-Team. Call me, Angel Crowson, so the A-Team can deliver your dream today.
This is Sports Thread, and this is the new free Sports Thread app, changing recruiting forever.
Once again, here we go. Know the name, know the flow.
The first social network made for athletes, where you can show your talent.
Thought I was weak, huh? You ain't see the work I put in all week, huh?
And where you can be seen by athletes, fans, and coaches nationwide. Upload all your stats to the app. Get exposure to college coaches. Get clout. And get certified with a check mark that will change your life. Join the squad. Download the Sports Thread app today. Sports Thread, it's always free.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the Florida Gridiron Report here on the Varsity Sports Network. And gentlemen, last week we had so much fun with Coach Thomas, Dwight Thomas from Catapult Sports up there in the Jacksonville area. And Coach Hayes, you were there. I know, Dan, you've talked to Coach Thomas prior to the interviews and everything like that. And I tell you what, gentlemen, what a wonderful guy. I cannot wait to share part 2 with you guys here tonight. Part 1 was so much fun last week. We were just ran out of time. I wish we could have done the whole show with him. But man, I'm going to tell you what, it was unbelievable. The information that he has stored in that mind of his everywhere around the state. I mean, he was talking Coach Hayes all the way back to 1965 when he first got hired by Gene Cox in Tallahassee.
Exactly, man. Like I say, he is a wealth of knowledge. As I mentioned in the previous show, I've had the opportunity to sit down with him numerous times just as he come by to find out who the top recruits are down there in the South Florida. And we've always kind of go down memory lane, which I don't go that far back, but he definitely does. And I'm kind of a football history buff myself, so it's great to hear some of these names that I may know or some of them I don't know.
Coach, I tell you what, Coach, go ahead, Dan, go ahead.
Now, I was about to say, talking about cool, this guy has been around, like you guys said, but for him at being retired to reinvent himself and to still promote high school football players and travel and do all the things that he does, I can only think of the word cool. He is one cool dude.
Yeah, no question about it. And when he talks about the top players here that we're going to learn here in a few moments that he's got listed up there in Jacksonville, he's got some heavy hitters, Coach Hayes. You were mentioning that last week when we were talking about the interview, and you'll hear that here in a minute too. But he's got some kids that are just heavy hitters up there in that Jacksonville area coming back next year.
Yeah, he does, man. Like I say, he talks about him. I know, especially the big guy coming out of Jacksonville is the Jaheim Singletary, who's a Ohio State commit, plays corner at Robert E. Lee, if I'm not mistaken, can really play. So that's huge right there, man. That's one of the top dogs in the Jacksonville area.
Well, you're done listening to us. Let's get to the good stuff. Coach Thomas here in part 2 of his interview here on the Florida Gridiron Report here on the Varsity Sports Network. Coach Thomas, let's talk a little bit about the top players in that Jacksonville area. I know you got a list and a half over there coming off an actual camp that you did this weekend with some great talent that's up there in that Jacksonville area. Tell us what we can look for there in Jacksonville coming up here in 2021 as far as players.
Thank you. And I'll sort of go down the list because I sort of got them in pecking order. Kyle
You got
knows
it.
how to do things.
That's right. That's
We're
right.
going to start with his guy. He's already thrown it out there. He stole my thunder right there. Jaheim Singletary at Lee is the top of the heap, followed by Marcus Peterson that I just talked about from Columbia. Y'all should see Marcus Peterson play basketball. It's a thing of beauty. But I hope that he's a football player playing basketball. You know, that's a football coach's thing. Then there's like 8 in a row, all in the same group. Those are the top of the heap. And I'm going to just say them to you here. Kareem Burke from Rains, Dylan Chilo from Bartram Trail, Christian Ellis from Trinity Christian, Dominique Fields from Bartram Trail. And as I say the name of the school, sort of keep it in your mind, and you'll see why I said what I said about where the college coaches are going to be going. Shagiri Graham from Bartram Trail, Kyrie Hammond from Rains, Aaron Hester, committed to Florida State, Fletcher, the player I was telling you about that is a marquee player, Cameron Miller, up at Fernandina Beach. Then Micah Pollard, Bartram Trail, Hayden Schwartz, Bowles, Devin Smith from Lee, Keaton Thomas from Bowles, Hayden White from Bowles. You get my drift here? Mm-hmm. And then Eric Weatherly, my favorite little scatback in the world. Try hemming him up. Just try, even in a phone booth, try to hem him up. And the one that you will not believe, he was this. You talking about dynamite comes in small packages? Cade Frew from Bowles is that. Now that's the 22 class. If I've done my job, that'll be where everybody will be going when they do get back on the road. Kyle, when they going to get back on the road? Can you answer that? I want to get them on the road.
I really don't know, man. The NCAA's got a lot of different things they got going on when it comes to that. I've been trying to find out. Some people say they're pushing dead periods back. I don't understand. I mean, especially here in Florida, I just don't understand. I mean,
it's from what we understand, the dead period, right?
I'll just put it this way. Yeah. If you go to a restaurant here in Florida, it looks like there was never a pandemic. So I don't see why guys can even come visit. I mean, let's just say, even if I came and I was at a distance, we meet on the football field. You stand on the 10-yard, I stand on the goal line, and we have a conversation, you know?
Where are you colors?
At least get the guys to come out, you know, because people are traveling. So, hey, but anyhow.
Yep.
Definitely.
But that is the group right there.
That's an awesome group, Coach. I'll tell you what.
Sir. Every one of them major D1.
Nice. That's a lot of talent in Jacksonville. We'll definitely be up there covering it. I know you will be too, and we'll definitely get you all that taken care of as well. Coach, let's talk real quick. You sent me a list of some notable coaching changes. You mentioned a lot as we were talking about the districts, but let's go back through. You mentioned a couple coaches that have moved on and some new coaches that have come in that you're very excited about up there in Jacksonville.
And thank you for letting me do that, because I'm a coach's coach. I'm for these guys. I know what they go through. We think about our players and our kids and our program 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we never stop thinking about them. And it's all that matters. And so these are the guys. At Episcopal, we had Mark Brunell. Everybody knows him, quarterback for the Jags. Did he take him to the Super Bowl? I forgot.
Close. I don't think he took him there.
Okay.
I think he got him there. He
gave
close
him
to
the best chance. So he was doing a good job. And we had a great coach on his staff. And once again, I'm telling you, I look for those young guys, and I'll tell them, you're going to be a future head coach, and you're going to be a heck of one. I tell them that. And later on, they'll come back and tell me, thanks, Dwight. But Marcus Wells is that guy, and thank goodness. And I love that when a program that's successful, you promote from within. They promoted from within and kept what they got going. So that's Marcus Wells. He played at Cornell in Florida. At Menendez, Matt Puttock replaced Mark Galea. I know little about him. Tried to reach out to him today to get some information and wasn't able to get back with me. So I'll bring you update on that next time we talk. Middleburg, already talked about Ryan Wolf. Watch out. He played at West Virginia, and he replaced Kyle Smetsler. Palatka, Willie Fells was there. Everybody knows that name. Patrick Turner was the AD at Menendez, and he was the head coach at Menendez. Then he became the AD, and now he's over at Palatka. So he knows what's going on. He played at North Greenville. Point of Visual, we talked about, that's where Steve Price is now. So look out for that. He played at Powerhouse. Kyle, you'll like this. Maranatha Baptist. Okay. He replaced Jeff DeSandro. Yulee, talked about him coming from Rockledge. That's Kyle Daughtry. And we have a new school here. It's called San Jose Prep. So Alan Hall, who is the headmaster who will be making the hiring, played for me in the Florida-Georgia All-Star game. He was my quarterback, played at Miami. So I sort of got an in over there, if you know what I mean.
There you go. That's the way to do it, man. I tell you what, a lot of your kids that you coach, it's fun to see them grow up and where they go to, isn't it, Coach? I mean,
yeah. Hey, yes, sir.
Yeah.
You can't describe it. And when they come up to you, or they Google you up, one of them Googled me up the other day. He says, Coach, while I'm typing this, I'm crying. This is what you mean to me. That just happened the other day. I mean,
that's awesome.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
Cold chills on you. I just put them on me.
There you go. You've been an inspiration your whole life, Coach. I'll tell you what, when you mentioned Gene Cox back there in Tallahassee, coaching with him back in 1965, that right there just tells you how long you have been a vital resource here in the state of Florida. And there ain't a coach in the Florida state coaching staff, Georgia coaching staff, or probably Alabama as well in the Southeast here that doesn't know who you are and appreciate all that you do. I will tell you that.
Thank you. And I owe it to Gene Cox. And strap this on. Guess who my other two are?
Go ahead.
Gerald Odom, the winningest percentage coach in the history of Florida. Gene Cox went, and then Eddie Feely, who won too. So,
wow.
Yeah. So yeah, they're right over there on my wall.
You can just go down the list and make the Dwight Thomas Hall of Fame all the way through. I mean, we could set that up. We get that going.
There you go.
We'll be back with more right after this. You're watching the Florida Gridiron Report on Varsity Sports Network.
The best part of my job is helping people realize not only their dreams, but also their potential. My name is Dan LaForest, and I am a wealth advisor with Security Financial Management. No matter how good you may be at a skill, it's always important to have a coach to help you refine those skills and game plan for the next challenge. Helping clients realize the process will give them the confidence of knowing that we have taken the appropriate steps to protect themselves and their families.
Why did the golfer wear 2 pairs of pants? In case he got a hole-in-one.
Now that's what I call a rib tickler. And here's something else you'll get a kick out of. Come into Gators Dockside during Rib Fest and enjoy delicious fall-off-the-bone ribs, char grilled to order in one of 5 amazing flavors. For wings, seafood, sports, and ribs, you know where to go. It's Rib Fest at Gators Dockside. Meet me at the dock.
Hi, I'm Angel Crowson, and I'm with the A-Team of Charles Ruttenberg Realty. We're located in delightful downtown DeLand, and we service all of Central Florida. Our team is here to serve you for all of your real estate needs, whether you're buying, selling, or looking to invest. There is no time like the present to sell your existing home and buy your new one with the A-Team. Call me, Angel Crowson, so the A-Team can deliver your dream today.
This is Sports Thread, and this is the new free Sports Thread app, changing recruiting forever.
Once again, here we go. Know the name, know the flow.
The first social network made for athletes, where you can show your talent.
Thought I was weak, huh? You ain't see the work I put in all week, huh?
And where you can be seen by athletes, fans, and coaches nationwide. Upload all your stats to the app. Get exposure to college coaches. Get clout. And get certified with a check mark that will change your life. Join the squad. Download the Sports Thread app today. Sports Thread, it's always free.
Now back to more Florida Gridiron Report and Coach Dwight Thomas of Catapult Sports on Varsity Sports Network.
You're 100% right, Dwight, when it comes to these former players come back and reach out to you, and it feels different. It really does. It's funny. I did a live show just last night, and one of my former players, I had not talked to him since he graduated. We maybe text here or there or Facebook message, but he calls in on the show, and I literally started talking to him like it's just me and him. And I'm doing a live show, and man, I'm like, bro, hey, so how you doing, man? How's the family? And I'm doing a live show, and he started talking about the things he's implementing, and he's coaching now, and I'm listening to what he's saying, and he's using your terminology and the things, and it shows the impact a coach has on a person, and it's huge, man. So, like I said, hat off to you, man. But because I guess I'm a little bit older now and a little bit more gray, my players are now starting to become their own, and I'm starting to get those calls where they're becoming different people, head of their own companies or, lawyers and doctors, they're becoming of that age now, man. So it really is, man.
Kyle, you are so right. We affect eternity. How we affect that kid is how he's going to affect his kid and how he's going to affect his kid on down that line. We take that serious.
I just, a real quick story. I know you're on this, but and what you just said makes a lot of sense. I remember I had a young man, I'll leave his name out of it, but when we got to New Orleans, troubled kid, had a lot of things going on, family situation, ends up turning it around, gets an opportunity. He was on that state team, right? Here's the best part. Goes to college, on the dean's list, married now, and has 4 businesses of his own. And that's what coaching does for people. So when people think it's just X and O's and jocks out there running
Show
around
up on Friday night. Nah.
Yeah, it's bigger. You don't just throw the ball out. It is way bigger than what people think it is if they are not involved in the sport directly. It's not just a bunch of guys running around jumping on each other. You are changing lives. And I just think about without that I tell people that little brown ball changed lives. Yes, and just think about if he didn't play football or didn't have people around him, what could have been versus what is.
Thank you, man.
No question about it, gentlemen. I'll tell you what, 2 of the best right here in the state of Florida. Kyle, you keep building your program up. Coach Thomas, you guys are good. It's a family. When you go, it's a fraternity. It's a family. Call what you want. Not many people get to play it, but when you do, you become a part of something that's just so few to so many that it's just an amazing experience, and it's a life-building experience all the way through for the rest of your life. What you learn here in the high school sports, what you learn in the youth sports, if you've got a great coach. But yes, high school sports, this is why we cover it, because this is really where it all begins. This is where the mentorship, your character, everything is built right here at the high school level. Coach, we're going to let you go here in a second, but first, before you do, tell us what's going on with Catapult Sports. Tell us everything that's happening around the state, what you're going into.
Well, thank you for that, because I'm telling you, as I said earlier, my job is a hobby, and I love what I do. I have passion for what I do, and I'm going to carry that with me all the way. My tombstone will say, "Finish what you start," and I'm just afraid we're losing some of that. And I just don't see it occurring right now. So I'm thankful to have an opportunity to work for a great company called Catapult Sports, that we do it the right way. We do not call the kids. We do not charge them. Colleges pay us to get information. They give us a link. It's catapultsurvey.com, where the kids can fill out all the information, hit submit. In 5 seconds, it hits the server, and it's on Everybody Recruits Florida's device. Tell me that's not fast. And it's right. We do it the right way. It's free to the kids. There's no charge to them. We get exposure for them. We put the ball in the kid's court. He's got to sell himself. You don't have to expose himself. We're going to get exposure. He's going to have to sell himself academically, athletically, socially, emotionally. And so I'm proud to be a small part of that and promoting the greatest state in the world. I love Florida. I'm from Alabama. I grew up in a cotton patch in Alabama. So, but Gene Cox gave me that opportunity, and I have never left.
That's awesome.
And I have never taken a day off. I coached 33 years. I've done this 25 years, and I'm going to do it until I ride off into the ocean right out there. Thank y'all for letting me be a small part of what y'all are doing.
Coach, we're the blessed ones. Go ahead, Kyle.
I just want to say this, Dwight. It's funny how technology has changed this, because I remember when I first started coaching in 2000 and you started coming around, you used to hand out pieces of paper, the questionnaire, and we would have to mail them back, and you would give self-addressed envelopes. And I mean, times have changed dramatically just from my time. I remember when Dwight used to come in. There you go.
Look at that.
He still got it. Look at that. There it is.
I got directions to schools in here. I got whatever. There it is. We don't even print them anymore. It's all paperless.
They don't even print. I remember you used to hand out the cards and who are your top 5 players, give it to the coaches. And then you have to go in there. What are the attributes and jersey number and this, that, and the other?
Everything I do is through the head coach. Everything I do is through the head coach. It's not through the players. It's through the head coach and his recruiting assistant.
That's right. And I was that guy at that time.
Yes,
when
sir.
I was head coach. And I remember we used to sit down and I write down the guys and everything, and we hand it off or we mail it back. And I remember I'm old enough now with VCR tapes, man, and we had to put the 2 tapes in together. Oh man, it was terrible.
16 millimeter here.
Huddle has changed the game, man. Those kind of online platforms have really changed it, made it a lot easier and faster, definitely.
That way I can keep up with every player. I keep up with every player in Florida, and I keep up with every offer and every transfer. You know how many transfers I'm at right now, Kyle? 1,700. Strap that on.
I was going to tell you, man.
In 5 schools.
I was going to tell you, I know for you, because I remember college coaches coming to me saying the same thing, like, Coach, I can't keep up what school this guy's at. I went to the school looking for, Coach, he transferred. And then I go to the school he transferred. They say he transferred to. I go to Coach. Oh, no, Coach, he left already. He went to another school. So, yeah, I know it's got to be a headache and a half to try and keep up with some of these guys, man.
Count on the head coaches to help me with that, because I never call the kids, so I got to get it from them. And they trust me, and I'm not going to let them down.
Awesome. You never have, Coach. I tell you what, you really haven't. So we certainly are blessed. You haven't let us down because, like I said, my helmet's right here. I got it right here. I'm ready to go suit up after this conversation tonight. I'm ready to go. You guys got me all fired up. This has been an honor to have you on the show tonight, and we're so blessed to have you. Gentlemen, you can't get enough of Coach Thomas. We're going to have him on again and again and again. He had so much fun here on that show the other night. It's just been so much fun to talk to him and just gain that experience that he had when he was coaching and he was playing. And now as he's covering these kids, Coach LaForest, I tell you what, you've talked to him in the past as well, like we had mentioned before, but Coach Thomas is the real deal here in Florida when it comes to recruiting, isn't he?
Like you said, he and I have had numerous conversations prior to this taping, and just talking about some of the older players, when he coached, we had a conversation about when he was coaching the Florida-Georgia All-Star game, and remembered, dealing with a personality like Warren Sapp, that whole week that he had him, how did he keep him focused on getting ready for the game? And then, bringing up some of the legendary coaches that he's had relationships with here in the Orlando area, Phil Ziegler, the Gerke brothers, Harry Nelson, just to name a few, and just to reminisce a little bit about the history of high school football across the state. He is such an entertaining conversation.
Coach Hayes, he mentioned during that interview that he was the first coach to run a combine here in the state of Florida. When you think back on all the combines that have been run through the years, he's the first one to actually set up an actual combine, college combine here for high school kids here in the state of Florida. That in itself is cred out the world for me personally, because that tells me that this guy knows everything just about.
I mean, definitely just think about to have the foresight to do that, just to get guys exposed to the college ranks and to other colleges. And a lot of people have taken that blueprint and run with it. And we see them all over the place now. So, I mean, everybody needs to pay homage to Dwight Thomas for kind of trailblazing that path for everyone to make it happen. And now you have more people doing it, more players can be exposed. Because Florida is such a large state, it's hard to get players from up north, down south, and vice versa. So it's great that he started that, and it's also great that other guys have continued it.
No doubt about it. And I tell you what, I cannot wait to have him. He's already calling and texting us when can he come back on. So he's going to be so much fun. He's going to be a regular here on the Gridiron Report because he loves the show, loves everything that we're doing as far as for high school sports here in the state of Florida. So we welcome every opportunity to have him on this show. So be on the lookout. He'll be back very soon. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk some more reclassification, Class 6A here in the state of Florida that happened a couple weeks ago. Of course, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this on the Varsity Sports Network.
All right. We're the Winter Park Wildcats, and you're watching Florida Gridiron Report on Varsity Sports Network.
The Florida Gridiron Report is brought to you by Security Financial Management, Gators Dockside Grill, the A-Team with Charles Ruttenberg Realty, and Sports Thread.
The best part of my job is helping people realize not only their dreams, but also their potential. My name is Dan LaForest, and I am a wealth advisor with Security Financial Management. No matter how good you may be at a skill, it's always important to have a coach to help you refine those skills and game plan for the next challenge. Helping clients realize the process will give them the confidence of knowing that we have taken the appropriate steps to protect themselves and their families.
Why did the golfer wear 2 pairs of pants? In case he got a hole in one.
Now that's what I call a rib tickler. And here's something else you'll get a kick out of. Come into Gators Dockside during Rib Fest and enjoy delicious fall-off-the-bone ribs, char grilled to order in one of 5 amazing flavors. For wings, seafood, sports, and ribs, you know where to go. It's Rib Fest at Gators Dockside. Meet me at the dock.
Hi, I'm Angel Crowson, and I'm with the A-Team of Charles Ruttenberg Realty. We're located in delightful downtown DeLand, and we service all of Central Florida. Our team is here to serve you for all of your real estate needs, whether you're buying, selling, or looking to invest. There is no time like the present to sell your existing home and buy your new one with the A-Team. Call me, Angel Crowson, so the A-Team can deliver your dream today.
This is Sports Thread, and this is the new free Sports Thread app, changing recruiting forever.
Once again, here we go. Know the name, know the flow.
The first social network made for athletes, where you can show your talent.
Thought I was weak, huh? You ain't see the work I put in all week, huh?
And where you can be seen by athletes, fans, and coaches nationwide. Upload all your stats to the app. Get exposure to college coaches. Get clout. And get certified with a check mark that will change your life. Join the squad. Download the Sports Thread app today. Sports Thread, it's always free.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the Florida Gridiron Report here on the Varsity Sports Network. Bobby Lattimore joined by Coach Kyle Hayes and Dan LaForest. And gentlemen, reclassification. I know we've already gone through 7 and 8A, saw the changes that have happened throughout the state of Florida. This is a one-year term right now with all the schools moving or staying where they are right now. So we're going to jump right in to get done with 6A here tonight. We'll see how time flies, see how time goes to see whether or not we get 5A or not. But we're definitely going to cover 6A because there has been a lot of movement in 6A here in the state of Florida. We're going to kick it off right now. 6A Region 1, District 1 is out there in the Panhandle. So we're showing some Panhandle, some love tonight, all the way over in Pensacola. Escambia, Gulf Breeze, and Milton and Washington out of Pensacola all stay the same. But one tough team right there, Pine Forest, who is an absolute killer in 5A football over there in that Panhandle area, moves up this year to 6A to take on Escambia and Gulf Breeze and Milton. And I tell you what, right now, that is a big-time district set up there in Class 6A Region 1. And Coach Hayes, we just got off an interview with Dwight Thomas, who coached at Escambia. And who did he coach?
Emmett.
Oh, man, Emmett Smith. Yes,
Number 22.
Emmett Smith. So, yeah, so big changes there in the Panhandle over there for this area right here. So it's going to be fun to watch that, to see what happens. Let's move rapidly here. Let's move quickly here into District 2 right now. And right now we have a big movement here with a couple Tallahassee teams. This is a very, very big change here in 6A Region 1 District 2. Choctawhatchee, who was in 5A, moves up. They come in with her at Fort Walton Beach. Mosley stays in there out of Panama City. The Dolphins in Fort Walton Beach were big rivals there. Now their other rivals have moved out. They move in 3 new rivals. As I mentioned, Choctawhatchee coming up from 5A. Rickards out of Tallahassee, who was a state finalist last year in 5A, moves up now to 6A in this region. And one of the biggest changes right now that I see right now is Lincoln High School out of Tallahassee moving down from 7A into this classification in this district. And this sets up probably one of the strongest districts in the state on my beliefs, because this, with Lincoln moving down from 7A and Rickards out of Tallahassee moving up from 5A and taking on these Panama City, Fort Walton Beach teams, this is going to be a great district to watch. Dan, I know you don't cover this area too much right there, but you got to admit, 2 5A teams moving up and a 7A team moving down, that sets up for a lot of competition coming up there in this district.
Yeah, and again, we've talked about some of the districts that we've looked at where you could get not only one district championship into the playoffs, but also the runner-up possibly. So this is going to be very interesting to keep an eye on, because this could be a 2-loss district champion.
Oh, good point. Very good point right there, because Lincoln and Rickards know each other very, very well. New games being set up, because I don't think Fort Walton Beach and Lincoln and Rickards even know they exist. So when them playing new this year, that's going to be fun to watch how they play over there in this region over here in District 2. Let's head quickly over to District 3 here in Region 1 Class 6A. And this is going to be another fun district as well. Columbia, out of Columbia County over there, going to take on Inglewood over there in Jacksonville. Orange Park moving up from 5A. Coach Hayes, we mentioned this player out of Robert E. Lee. You mentioned them earlier. They're in this district here as well. And Westside moving up from 5A. But, yeah, I mean, Lake City coming over to play a lot of these Jacksonville teams, Coach Hayes. We talked to Coach Thomas about this. He's loving this district, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is, man. And we talked about Jaheim Singleton, from Robert E. Lee, the defensive back that is committed to Ohio State, which I hate that our guys are leaving our state, but we got to get them back. But anyhow, like I said, Dwight is ecstatic about this district, and he's super excited to see the talent, especially he knows the area being there in Jacksonville now as well.
No question about it. That's going to be a fun district. We're definitely going to have some games on the VSN channels up in that area, covering a lot of those games when they start playing each other, especially when Lake City heads over into Jacksonville to take on those teams. So that's going to be fun to watch. Let's head over to 6A Region 1 District 4. We're moving down the state now towards the Gainesville area, and who leading the way there is Gainesville. Matanzas out of Flagler Palm Coast. Middleburg up there near the Jacksonville area. Ridgeview also in the Jacksonville area. And probably the strongest team right here, we talked about it with Coach Thomas, is St. Augustine. And Coach Hayes, I'll go back to you on this one because we talked to Dwight about this, and he likes St. Augustine definitely in this district, doesn't he?
Yes, he really does. He talked about the gunslinger. He talked about the guy that can throw the ball. They got a quarterback. And like I said in the previous show, a Ferrari is not a Ferrari if it doesn't have an engine. It's just a hunk of metal. And the engine to most teams, whether it is offense or defense, you got to have a quarterback that can get the ball around. And they have one.
Oh, no doubt about it. Let's head quickly over to Class 6A, Region 2, District 5. Bellevue and Vanguard out of Ocala moving up into this classification from 5A. They're in there with Lecanto, Pasco, and Springstead. And, you know, teams, again, moving up from the classification into another, especially Vanguard, who is very strong in 5A, could cause a little havoc in this one right here in District 5. Let's quickly move over into Region 2, Class 6A, District 6. Here's a good one right here for our area that a lot of us know about pretty good. This is a fun one that's going to watch in this area. Jones moving up from 5A into Class 6A, into Region 2, District 6, with Lake Mineola, Mainland High School out of Daytona, New Smyrna Beach, and South Lake. Guys moving down from 7A into 6A here in this district right there. Coach LaForest, I'm going to bring you in on this one right there. I'm looking right now, Jones Lake Mineola game right now is going to be like unbelievable to watch this year, isn't it?
To me, this is the state. This may be the district championship. You know, Lake Mineola had a great run going to the state championship game this year. Excellent coaching staff over there. Jones, Coach Williams has done a wonderful job with them, has never shied away with competition. In fact, they have actually scheduled Seminole week 4 in the Citrus Bowl coming out. South Lake just lost their head coach. He just retired and stepped down. So they're going to be they're currently in the head coaching search right now. And then, you know, Mainland and New Smyrna Beach, Mainland specifically, has always been competitive. Again, this might be one of those two loss districts. I don't know if that'll happen. I think I see some incredible matchups here, but until they prove differently, I think Jones has got the edge. I think it comes down to Jones and Lake Mineola.
No, I totally agree with you right there. Based on previous records, based on previous successes there by both of those programs, that's going to be a fun game to see coming up here in 2021. Let's head over to Class 6A, Region 2, District 7. Auburndale, Gateway, and Heritage all staying the same. Ugali and Lake Wales there from the central part of the state, moving up from 5A. We know about Ugali there, Coach Hayes. They were very strong in 5A, made it through the playoffs last year, almost all. I think they were in the region semifinals, losing at that point right there. But still, Auburndale, a very strong team already in 6A, going to face on Ugali right now. That's going to be pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely will. You know, I mean, Auburndale has a very steady program, strong. But Ugali, I actually learned about them doing one of my videos here on a young man named Dink Jackson. Let me tell you something. That guy can play. He's signed to go to Ole Miss. I believe he's probably already there. And when I say he can play, he can go. So, and that coach has done a great job of building that program up as well.
Let's head quickly over to Class 6A, Region 2, District 8, further down south towards the Okeechobee area on the East Coast down there. Okeechobee, Port St. Lucie, and South Fork are joined by Suncoast moving up from the 5A district right there. Only a 14 district. And Coach LaForest, I'm going to bring you in on this one. A 14 district compared to a 16 district. How do you feel about that?
Well, it just depends on the strength of schedule. You know, when you have a 14 district, you've got to fill 6 other spots. And who do you fill those spots with? If you're filling them with more competitive competition, then you could be looking at an injury factor that plays in within district play. So, you know, everything's going to be relevant until we see the schedules coming out and see how they get in. The nice thing about taking a look at these programs is typically the first 3 weeks are not district contests. So you get an opportunity to see what these teams and how they're evolving. I've always said as a coach, you don't know who you are till week 3, and that's exactly lining up before district play starts.
All right, let's head over to Class 6A Region 3, District 9, Countryside, 5A, Freedom, River Ridge moving up from 5A, and Sun Lake moving down from 7A. Better move for Sun Lake right here. Had a kind of rough schedule right there in that 7A district, but this may give them a little bit of leeway to make them a little bit more successful playing down in this Class 6A division. They're still going to play some of those 7A teams because of that's their rivalries that they've had up there before over there on the West Coast over there, but it's going to be a lot of fun to watch this district over there as well. 5A coming out very strong last year in Class 6A. Let's head over to Class 6A Region 3, District 10. A fun one to watch right here. We saw this team, Coach Hayes, last year in 5A do very, very well. Now they move up as Jesuit as they join Blake, Hillsborough, Jefferson, and King over there in that Hillsborough area over there. Jesuit, always a very strong team, Coach Hayes in 5A. Now they move up to 6A to prove a point.
That's right. I always say, with all these changes in the whole reclassification deal, it's some new faces coming in to make some new changes. So you got to be careful. Just because they were in the lower classification doesn't mean they can't play ball and upset an entire district. So, Jesuit is always a tough team, and these other teams better watch out, because if not, you'll be on the couch when it comes playoff time.
Let's head over to Class 6A Region 3, District 11, Boca Ciega, Hollins, Northeast, Seminole over from Seminole on the West Coast, and St. Petersburg. They're joined by Pinellas Park, moving down from 7A into this classification in this district. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. I don't know if you followed Pinellas Park last year during the playoffs, but they were very strong up there in 7A. They lost early in the playoffs, but they were a very good, strong team. They played a lot of football and were very successful, unfortunately losing early to a very strong team there in the playoffs. But this is going to be another fun one on the West Coast to watch coming up here in the 2021 season. And Coach LaForest, you had the opportunity of watching one of these teams last week, even though it's 7-on-7, but you still had a chance to watch them. Tell us a little bit what you saw.
Yeah, big shout out to that Hollins crew. They came over for 7-on-7 over the Orlando area and looked very good out there. So I know they've got some talent on both sides of the ball, and they could make a push for this district.
That's going to be fun to watch. That's going to be a great district over there. Class 6A Region 4, District 12, Braden River, Brandon, Southeast, Spoto, and Sumner moving up from the independents. And Coach Hayes, I'm going to bring you in on this one. You've seen several independent teams before. They may say independent by their name, but they could prove something strong when they come back into a classification, can't they?
That's right, man, because a lot of those teams that are independent are loaded up and ready to rock and roll. And like I said before, you see them come up. A lot of times people overlook them because they were independent or maybe a lower classification, but they got some ballers on there. So you got to be careful. You got to be, your coach has to do a great job getting them prepared to execute, because these guys will put you to sleep.
Quickly now, moving into Class 6A Region 4, District 13. Charlotte, Dunbar, Fort Myers, Ida Baker, and North Fort Myers moving into this district. They're joined by Cape Coral moving up from the 5A. One team you don't see right here, because you always saw Fort Myers, North Fort Myers in this mix, is South Fort Myers, no longer in this. That has been a huge rivalry right now. And right now, Fort Myers seems to be the team to beat in this district right here. Let's look at Class 6A Region 4, District 14. No change in this one as far as teams are concerned, except for South Fort Myers moving out of District 13 into District 14. Barron Collier, East Lee County, Golden Gate, Lehigh, Naples, and South Fort Myers, as we mentioned on the previous district, now moving out into this district right here. So they seem to be the real strong team right now. But Barron Collier, keep an eye on them. We saw a lot of them in the playoffs last year, along with Lehigh and Naples. This is going to be the Southwest Florida football is getting back to that Deion Sanders type play that you used to see at North Fort Myers back when Coach Hayes, when he was there. So this is going to be a lot of fun to watch Southwest Florida football, because there's a lot of good teams being developed in that area, isn't there?
Oh, very much so. And we definitely can't forget that Southwest guy out of the Pro Bowler now. Hall of Famer now, Mr. Edrin James. I know we haven't talked about his school yet, but definitely that area has always been tough when it comes to talent, when it comes down to the Naples. And a big shout out to former coach Bill Kramer, who's actually a coach there at American when I was in school, who kind of took Naples and turned them around and made them a powerhouse in that area. So just big shout out to him.
Let's head over to Class 6A, Region 4, District 14, and a huge move in this one, gentlemen. Boyd Anderson, Hollywood Hills, and Northeast remain in Class 6A. Coconut Creek moving up from 5A, but this powerhouse from 7A, Plantation out of Fort Lauderdale, moving down into 6A right here. We have watched Plantation for the last several years be strong in the playoffs, get to that region final, sometimes making it to the Final Four in the state semifinals. This is a very strong football team still moving down from 7A into 6A. This is going to cause a lot of havoc for those groups, isn't it? Coach Hayes, you know a lot about that South Florida area.
Yeah, definitely. Boyd Anderson is a household name in Broward. Coconut Creek had done, the Creek Boys, as they call them, done well. And then Plantation, like you said, they've always been a very strong program. And by them coming down into this district is going to make it really, really tough. And I can't tell you just by looking at it who's going to come out on top on this one.
Let's quickly move over to Class 6A, Region 4, District 16, and another couple big moves right here. We're going to stick with you on this one, Coach Hayes. American moving down from 7A to take on Beline Jesuit, Miami Norland, and South Miami. But the big dogs from 5A, Miami Northwestern, moving up from 5A into 6A to take on American and all these Miami Norland teams of South Miami and Beline Jesuit. Holy cow. This almost looks like that District 16 matchup 5A a few years ago that they had with all those Miami Central teams and everybody else in that district that they kept beating each other up before they can get to the playoffs. This kind of looks like that same district setup here, doesn't it, Coach Hayes?
It is. Of course, everybody knows Miami Northwestern is always going to be a tough team. I'm hearing that they're loaded. Coach Max Edwards over there has done a great job building up that program, getting it going, and they're rolling. Miami Norlands, where I started my coaching career, so I'm always have a special place in my heart for those guys. And Coach Heidelberg has been there for quite some time after we left, and of course has had 2 state championship appearances, if I'm not mistaken. Beline Jesuit has always been a solid program. I'm not sure if they're still running the wing deal, but it's a killer. It's very, very similar to Apopka a little bit. And American, I need 2 minutes here, man. That's my alma mater, baby. To all my patriots out there, we always say there's only 2 kind of people in this world: those who are patriots and those who want to be patriots. So big shout out to American Senior High School, and I can't wait to see them going. And I'm gonna give my early prediction: they're gonna be the district champs, baby.
Oh, calling it early. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. There he is.
First here.
There he is. Cross the fingers, baby. He's put out the prediction already.
I got my red on too. Come on, right on time.
No doubt about it. That's going to be fun to watch down there. And we'll keep an eye on that for you, Coach. I'm sure you will too. So that's going to be some fun football down there in South Florida. Gentlemen, that's Class 6A. We went through it pretty quick tonight here. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more football here in the Gridiron Report here in the state of Florida. So don't go anywhere. You're watching the Florida Gridiron Report here on the Varsity Sports Network.
We're the Hollins Royals, and you're watching the Florida Gridiron Report
on Varsity Sports Network.
The Florida Gridiron Report is brought to you by Security Financial Management, Gators Dockside Grill, the A-Team with Charles Ruttenberg Realty, and Sports Thread.
The best part of my job is helping people realize not only their dreams, but also their potential. My name is Dan LaForest, and I am a wealth advisor with Security Financial Management. No matter how good you may be at a skill, it's always important to have a coach to help you refine those skills and game plan for the next challenge. Helping clients realize the process will give them the confidence of knowing that we have taken the appropriate steps to protect themselves and their families.
Why did the golfer wear 2 pairs of pants? In case he got a hole-in-one.
Now that's what I call a rib tickler. And here's something else you'll get a kick out of. Come into Gators Dockside during Rib Fest and enjoy delicious fall-off-the-bone ribs, char-grilled to order in one of 5 amazing flavors. For wings, seafood, sports, and ribs, you know where to go. It's Rib Fest at Gators Dockside. Meet me at the dock.
Hi, I'm Angel Crowson, and I'm with the A-Team of Charles Ruttenberg Realty. We're located in delightful downtown DeLand, and we service all of Central Florida. Our team is here to serve you for all of your real estate needs. Whether you're buying, selling, or looking to invest, there is no time like the present to sell your existing home and buy your new one with the A-Team. Call me, Angel Crossan, so the A-Team can deliver your dream today.
This is Sports Thread, and this is the new free Sports Thread app, changing recruiting forever.
Once again, here we go. Know the name, know the flow.
The first social network made for athletes, where you can show your talent.
Thought I was weak, huh? You ain't see the work I put in all week, huh?
And where you can be seen by athletes, fans, and coaches nationwide. Upload all your stats to the app. Get exposure to college coaches. Get clout. And get certified with a check mark that will change your life. Join the squad. Download the Sports Thread app today. Sports Thread, it's always free.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the Florida Gridiron Report here on the Varsity Sports Network. Bobby Lattimore joined by Coach Kyle Hayes and Dan LaForest. And gentlemen, what a great week in football as far as getting back to the spring scheduling, and we're getting schedules made out for spring football again. Exciting time happening right now. The kids are playing 7-on-7. They're getting back with the workouts. We're on the field. I can't tell you how exciting that is for me. Just talking with Coach Thomas, Coach Hayes, we talked about it, and I know Coach LaForest, you feel the same way as well. He just makes you want to suit up and get ready to go. He gets you fired up. He's so much fun to talk to. So, again, we appreciate Coach Dwight Thomas for joining us here on the Florida Gridiron Report, and we promise you we will bring him back for more because he is so much fun. Dan, I know you've got a lot of things going on here with you tonight, but I know you have a special thing you want to give a shout out to this week.
I think one of the biggest things we want to get across to a lot of these young players is give them a little bit of history of where this game has come and the important people have kind of paved that road. And I'm going to let Coach Hayes kind of comment on this, but we lost a legend this week in Howard Schnellenberger, who is the father of the University of Miami and the FAU Owls. Not only an excellent coach, but a gentleman. I mean, he was a descendant. He played for the Bear up at Alabama. He was the epitome of a man you wanted to play for. I was lucky to have a couple conversations in my life. One, when he was at Louisville, he recruited me. And then I got to also have a conversation recently when my daughter, about 4 years ago, was a freshman down at FAU. He was there. And just an outstanding person. And I know Coach Hayes wants to comment on that as well.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is he was at FAU and I was at Miami Norland at the time, and he was coming in doing some recruiting. And, I'm like, I'm a little starstruck at this point. I'm a younger coach. I'm like, Howard Schnellenberger. So he comes in, the same guy, the deep, raspy voice. And at that time, I was over recruiting. So I was the guy he had to actually meet with. So we're sitting in the office, we're talking. And I said, Coach, what was it like at Miami? Best thing ever. That was his response. Very short, to the point. And I was just starstruck. And I just thought about, we talked some other things, but he talked about his whole Miami deal. And for guys that don't know, if you're watching this, please go check out the ESPN 30 for 30s, you definitely see about him. He started the program and everything else. And one last quick funny story. I do my Hurricane show, my Canes Talk Live on Sunday nights. And this past Sunday just passed. And one of the guys says, man, our turnover chain needs to be an honorary one with a diamond pipe on it.
With a pipe, that's exactly right.
A diamond pipe, because everybody knows he smoked a pipe. So they need to have a diamond pipe for the turnover chain in honor of Howard Schnellenberger. So, that's my quick story about Howard Schnellenberger.
Just, Dan, you bring up a class act. There wasn't anybody he didn't walk up to and just introduce himself to, because everybody knew who he was anyways, but he treated you like just a normal person. You talked to him, he would talk to you back. There was a time when I met him at a conference, and he came up to us and didn't even know who we were, just introducing himself. And Coach Schnellenberger, we were all just like starstruck like you, Coach Hayes, and just like, oh my gosh, Coach Schnellenberger, we got pictures taken with him and everything. And, I was holding a Florida Gator helmet. I don't know why, but I was somehow holding a Florida Gator helmet. And he looked at me and he said, "That's the wrong helmet, son." I said, "Yes, sir." I put it down real fast. And and I watched him through that conference, and it was going through the vendors. It was going through the fans. He stopped for everybody. Not one person didn't pass him where he didn't shake his hand or say hello. Just a gentleman, just a class act. And that's what turned around University of Miami, was that character builder that he brought in. I mean, you met Coach LaForest, you mentioned he was on the staff at, under Bear Bryant on his coaching staff, learned a lot from him. And then, of course, he went to the Miami Dolphins with Don Shula early on in those days. He was on that staff before he got hired at University of Miami. And I'm telling you what, to get that kind of experience from those two legends, where he brought it, you saw where Helen Schnellenberger became an instant legend there at the U from all of that experience that he gained, and he brought that to those kids. So yes, the father of Hurricane football, really the father of bringing football championships here to the state of Florida collegiately. Here it was Howard Schnellenberger bringing the U back to where it should be. I mean, where it was. So just a commendable man. Rest in peace with him. Our hearts and prayers go out to his family, because he was a complete gentleman, and we appreciate everything he did here for Florida football, collegiate and in high school, because Coach Hayes, you said he came down to see you guys. He was always a true gentleman, no doubt about it. So, again, rest in peace, Coach Schnellenberger. Now, as we move along here a little bit, back to spring football here a little bit. Guys, again, we're getting the schedules brought out right now. Dan, you've got a couple here in the Orlando area that's going to be very interesting to see, a couple games that are coming up here in the spring.
Yeah, a couple spring games are lining up really nice. We were talking about Lake Mineola earlier. They're actually going to play their spring game at West Orange, which I think is going to be an outstanding matchup. And then one of the other ones that really caught my eye was Boone at Bishop Moore. And, again, great matchup for the spring to kind of level out where you are after all these workouts and getting your spring practices in. So entertaining football in the spring for us to take a look at.
Coach Hayes, I want to bring you in on this real quick. We took a year off. Football programs took a year off. I know at a collegiate or professional level that may be, kind of detrimental as far as bringing guys back too early. But it's funny how different levels you work with different things. But high school is a little bit different, isn't it? When you take a year off, those kids kind of leave, but you have a new set of kids that come in to the program that you can still work with. So how tough is it to come back from it being a year off like we did last year for the pandemic?
It does put a learning curve in the learning part of the game. Physically, their bodies are so young. I think they can adapt. They don't have the injury bugs, the bodies haven't been beat up in essence at this point. But as coaches, you want to always, every year, you want to build from the learning aspect of it. And by taking that off, I'm not sure what restrictions have been put on some schools, some not. But that is, I think, is the biggest piece. So a lot of coaches may have to scale back just a little bit and can't get too exotic in the playbook right now and kind of start from scratch and then build this thing back up. But definitely it is a revolving door when it comes to talent in high school, because, guys go out and new guys come in. So it shouldn't be too big of a difference this year.
I mean, how important is it to have that JV freshman level going during that time for times like this? I mean, it's been, again, no one's ever been in this situation before. So this is a whole learning curve for everybody as it is. So it's going to be interesting to see, but like I said, we're so excited and so happy that we're playing this spring here in the state of Florida. So commend everybody that's involved for keeping these kids safe and getting us to play on the football field. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're moving forward here on Varsity Sports Network. The Gridiron Report's cranking it up. So we're ready to crank it up and get going. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
And how nice is it going to be? Well, I was going to say, how nice is it going to be to have South Florida back in the game, right? Back into the championship series. So hopefully everything stays on track. I got my vaccine this weekend. We are back in 2021 with the regular football schedule. Even with the new districts, I think things are going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Dan, to your sentiment, like you said, it's great to have everything back. We should be back in full-fledged. Everybody's kind of back on par. We understand the new normal now in the whole COVID deal as we know it, and it'll be great. But other than that, man, I'm good to go, Bobby. You know, as you said, you can catch me on Coach Hayes Football on YouTube. We do great and have fun things with it, talking about a lot of talent across the nation, as well as my Hurricanes. You know, I love my Hurricanes, man. And so we talk Canes Talk live on Sunday nights.
Make sure to check out Coach Hayes. I know he's kind of humble a little bit on that, but Coach Hayes, one of the best recruiting sites ever here, and we're so happy and very blessed to have him on the Florida Gridiron Report with his knowledge and his expertise on everything about, especially Florida high school football. So go check out CoachHayesFootball.com on YouTube and at his website, because he's got some of the top players that he's talking his WRE promotions on and everything else that he's doing. But I'm telling you what, you want to know about a kid, that's where you need to go, is CoachHayesFootball.com. No question about it. Gentlemen, I think we've run out of a little bit of time here tonight. What a great show. Again, we want to thank Coach Dwight Thomas for a wonderful time here on the Gridiron Report. We've had so much fun with him, both on the interview and off, because even in the phone calls and everything else leading up to this, we've had so much fun with him. And he's ready to get back in here with us, so we definitely will have him back. So thanks for joining us here tonight on the Florida Gridiron Report. Make sure to tune in next week for another exciting episode here on the Varsity Sports Network.